The new submarine project is now well underway. The Australian companies contracted to manufacture the platform and combat systems for the second and subsequent Type 471 submarines are in full swing. Australian engineers have been working closely with overseas companies, transferring technical expertise and design information to local contractors, thus generating jobs and creating a new Australian industry. The Australian Submarine Corporation is an Australian partnership made up of 3 companies: Cockham's Marine, Hardy's Industries and the Australian Industry Development Corporation. Located in Adelaide, the Australian Submarine Corporation is the main assembly facility. Here, the electric motors, engines, platform and combat system components being manufactured by the other project contractors are integrated into the hull sections to form the finished product. The first of the new class of submarines to be known as HMAS Collins is beginning to take shape. The bow and tail sections have recently arrived from Sweden. The communications cabinet and some of the other electronic components will arrive at ASC shortly, and the process of installing the various modules can begin. A number of the hull cans have been welded together, and the fin is now attached to sections 400 and 500. The first submarine's 3 diesel engines are ready to be installed. The deck platforms for the domestic service bays and the upper accommodation space for the first submarine were made in Adelaide by Perry Engineering. These platforms have already been delivered to the Australian Submarine Corporation. Work is now progressing on the control room, lower accommodation space and the electrical machinery spaces of the second submarine. The bulkheads and shear plates for the third submarine's escape hatch and bow are in the process of being cut, pressed and welded. Perry Engineering are manufacturing all their platform components from quench-tempered steel. This type of steel requires stringent temperature control at the welding stage. The steel plate, electrodes and the welding rods must be brought up to temperature before the welds are made and then allowed to cool very slowly. This process ensures that the welds will be able to withstand great pressure. All welds are non-destructively tested after cooling to ensure that there are no irregularities in the join. AWA Defence Industries is involved in the manufacture of periscopes and fabrication of casings for electric motors for the Collins-class submarines. The periscopes are highly sophisticated electro-optical systems. Each periscope contains over 200 electronic assemblies, and the unique optics demand precision machining at computer-controlled work centres. The surfaces of the mechanical blocks necessary to hold the optical elements and assemblies are required to be highly polished. To achieve this, AWA are using a single-point diamond lathe. The lathe is mounted on a marble slab to eliminate any vibration from interfering with the cutting operations and is accurate to within 1 micron, or 1/1000th of a millimetre. Once the surfaces have been polished, they're checked for accuracy by the use of a laser-based test apparatus. AWA is contracted to supply a large percentage of the attack and search periscopes for the new submarine project. The award of the contract is due to their extensive optical fabrication capability and precision machining technology. Rockwell Electronics in Lilydale, Victoria, is another of the new submarine project's principal contributors. Rockwells are employing a wide range of high-tech equipment in their manufacturing process. Drafts of circuit diagrams are produced by computer. Fully automated component assembly machines, such as automatic loaders, speed the process of inserting and soldering electrical components into the more simple printed circuit boards. This company has won the contract to supply the integrated combat system for the Type 471s. The heart of the combat system is a computer that will integrate analysis and control of detection, identification, tracking, evaluation and engagement functions. This information is fed via fibre optic data links to a multi-function console. Semi-automatic component loaders and light-guided assembly tables are used to construct the more complex circuit boards. The position of the next component is illuminated for the operator to insert the piece manually. High-powered microscopes are used to inspect the fibre optic cables, and all components must be thoroughly tested before they're ready for delivery. The Royal Australian Navy's Collins-class submarine project is an enormous challenge for Australian industry. The engineering and management skills being developed will place Australia in a strong position to manage long-term technical support programs and systems updates throughout the operational life of the new submarines.